Hello there, and welcome to Ladies Who Question. Just before we get started, I want you to know the ambient noise that you're going to hear in the background is the doggy, the studio dog for today. She's got a bone, and she is relentless with it, and we're doing what we can to shush her, but she wants that bone, and doggone it, she's going to be next to us, close to us, and chew the crap out of it.
That's right.
Anyway, we got a couple of things here. We've got some celebrity news or dark celebrity. I don't know.
Yeah.
Got a couple of things about AI. Interesting and useful that for, I think, anybody, you know. And we have a couple of other items. I got something about dress codes on the airlines.
Oh.
Or at least one particular airline. So that is that. And
Awesome.
we are recording this on Valentine's Day. And thank you, Holly, for bringing me some lovely,
My pleasure.
beautiful cookies. Bent Fork never disappoints. Thank you. That was very
Shout
thoughtful.
out. Shout out to Bent Fork.
Yeah, thank you so much. Here's the big thing or whatever. Kanye and Bianca. I saw it on TMZ. So that's our source, one of them. Yesterday, Thursday, February 13th, they said, they've both been talking to divorce lawyers.
Yes.
Separately, you know. So, and then of course, then the reps for Kanye and Bianca get back to, you know, oh, no, that rumors aren't true or whatever. So I tuned in today specifically to watch TMZ Live.
Okay.
And they are not backing off on this. They're like, we've got our sources and, you know, whatever. Honestly, I don't care what they do. I just want him to shut up with his racist rants. That's what I want him to do. But they want to get divorced? Fine. One interesting item that TMZ said was they don't have a prenup. And that is not going to necessarily work to her advantage if they actually do divorce, because he's lost a buttload of money.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, that house that he bought and then he didn't do anything for it. And
it just, he sold it for a big loss in Malibu. A cement thing or something. Yeah. Awful looking place.
Yeah, and it's not like he's been burning it up on the airwaves, you know, or Spotify or whatever. I mean, I haven't heard anything.
Or the merch.
Or the merch.
Like,
that. Well, that's kind of what I was referring to.
Yes.
In encompassing his. I did not see that particular commercial. No, I did not see that post.
I didn't see the commercial either.
No, but apparently he bought that commercial and then it redirected. And I don't know how I don't know how that got through.
I don't either.
Yeah.
What were the regulations?
Yeah, well, I mean, they previewed it, but then he redirected something or his people, whatever, to his personal website. And that's where that dramatically anti-Semitic merchandise was being sold. I just don't know how that happened. How could they have not gone to his website to double check that when they were vetting it?
Exactly.
So there's some...
He thinks he tricked the network.
Yeah, I guess, or I don't think after you've loaded it in, how that would work. He can't go in and change it from his end for what the network has.
Right.
So, anyway.
It was so bizarre.
Ladies Who Question wonder how that happened.
Absolutely.
Okay, anyway.
Well, I do have a few more tidbits.
You do have more about that?
Well, just about Kanye and the divorce.
Impending or
divorce.
Or rumored.
So, also, after the Grammys, Kanye went on a wild rant on X, posting porn. Did you know that?
Yeah, I did hear about that.
I didn't hear about that.
Yeah.
And also, he was just quoted saying recently he wants his hero, Diddy, out of jail. So now he's connected with that, which we always probably thought he was connected with him. It's just, ugh.
Well, I mean, the whole thing is
He'll have
vile
to find another muse.
Muse?
Muse.
Find another moose. What?
Find another muse. A muse?
Muse. M-U-S-E?
Yeah, that's what I have, but I just didn't pronounce it properly.
Inspiration, you know.
Yeah, and I read something about she was being coerced into some of the things by threats and by he was threatening her.
That reminds me.
And that's probably part of why they're getting divorced.
Except She's a
grown woman.
She's a grown woman, and she knew the, cuckoo was in the Cocoa Pops or Cocoa Puffs beforehand. I do have something.
Okay.
One of our stories or a post that we had was of his post that he put, and we have some listener reaction to it. Okay. He posted this, and this was a week ago. This was post Grammy fallout.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Yep.
I have dominion over my wife. This ain't no woke as feminist shit. She's with a billionaire. Why would she listen to any of you dumbass broke bitches? People say the red carpet look was her decision. Yes, I don't make her do nothing. She doesn't want to, but she definitely wouldn't have been able to do what without my approval.
Oh.
You stupid ass woke pawns. I have no respect or empathy for anyone living because no one living can F with me. But I do love some people. I give them a favor. And we had a listener reaction to that, to our post. Let me find that. That was on our Insta. That was
he would drag her around. I can't wait to see her first interview post divorce.
Yeah.
I bet they're lining up now.
Yeah. Well, the listener reaction to our story was from a gentleman named Gary, and he wrote, "He's just trash."
Oh, good.
And then there was another one. Oh, shucks. I just lost the thread. But it was basically a derogatory comment from a woman named Debbie. Just equally as derogatory. So
can't believe he does this because he has children. I wonder if he even has visitation. I would say absolutely not.
I would hope not. Anyway, that's all I had about him. But I don't want to take up any more brain space.
Yeah, no.
Wavelength on him.
Good luck.
Yeah. Bye, boy.
Yeah.
AI. We always like to do a little bit of, because there's always something.
Oh my gosh, every day.
And I sent you some information, and you took a deeper dive into it, I'm sure. But did you know that there's one called Grok, an AI portal or whatever you call it, or AI? There's ChatGPT, Gemini, Meta AI, and then Grok. I
did see Grok when I was reading the article, but I don't know. That was the first time I heard about it.
Yeah. Well, this is called AI Overview, and it was introduced in May of last year. It was launched, and basically it gives the quick responses and summaries of things. But there are flaws in that, and that's what the article was about, the flaws in the system of this AI. So what did you glean from the article?
The gist of the article was how there's so much misinformation being inputted into AI device that is answering questions wrong.
Right.
That could result in people dying or people taking advice seriously that's wrong information. And it says AI overviews sometimes culls, C-U-L-L-S, information. I don't know what that means. How they cultivate information from sources that can't be verified or accurate, resulting in lots of wrong information.
Like a Reddit thread. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And they're just spitting out unreliable information that's very misleading to people. So that is like huge cause for concern because people are now depending upon AI for answering a lot of things they're unsure about. And a good example is medical advice. First of all, I would not go to AI for medical advice.
God, no.
Please go to your doctor. And it spit out information. Somebody was asking them about kidney stones and how to treat them.
Oh, I saw that.
AI said, drink your own urine.
What the?
Okay.
What?
Yeah. So, hopefully that person did not do that. But that's like medical advice. So there's so much concern about AI because it's so far ahead of us based on the laws that we don't have to protect wrong information getting out there. And then it's just causing a huge shitstorm.
Yep. And they're just letting it go.
Right. And they're calling it, this is all experimental work in progress. So we're the victims.
Only should you choose to partake and not do the deep work and get real information from real sources. I don't use AI. Unfortunately, it came with my newer phone. Oh. And so, just with the update, and I chose to not do it. I don't know what I had to do. I had to go through a couple steps.
Oh, to get it off.
Yeah, and then on Google, I chose something instead of the AI.
Oh.
So that's where it goes. It defaults to that, not to the AI.
Oh, that's
But
smart.
I had to go through a bunch of steps, and I don't like to read directions.
Oh, well,
but for this I did.
They make it hard to get rid of stuff. I've used AI a couple times, but I think what they should do and think about, big, bold letters. This advice is not verified. Warning.
Yes, kind of like
There's
at the end of
nothing.
At the end of every one of our podcasts, we have a
Right.
disclaimer, and we put it right out there, and you
Right.
have all the information. Why is that not front and center?
Exactly.
Yeah, that's a good
Everything
point.
else is censored or warning or whatever, but AI, you can ask it anything, and it could be wrong half the time.
Yeah, I like that story about drink your urine for your kidney stones. And then there was one about if you ask about bats, but you're talking about baseball bats, but then it starts giving information about flying bats.
I saw that too.
Yeah. And then they call the if it invents an answer, it's so smart.
Right.
It's getting all this information and input, but it decides, well, I'm just going to make something up. They call it a hallucination. Yeah, duh.
Right.
Yeah, and that makes it cute or funny? No.
Beware.
Yeah, Sam Altman is going to keep it under his control, his and the board control, because they summarily rejected Musk's offer. He wanted to take it over and turn it into a nonprofit or keep it or something. And Altman and the board, they want to try and make it for profit. So, but thank God he won't have control over that. So,
Right.
I mean, please,
A lot of control. There's a couple other AI stories.
Yeah, what have you got there?
I'm gonna go to my photographs. Okay, there's a picture of a robot dog at a dog park. Did you see that?
No, I did not.
Oh, it's awful. No, but it's like it's going to be the norm. I mean, can you believe it?
You know what's going to happen? All the dogs are going to keep taking pisses on it.
Well, that's what the dogs bullied the AI dog.
I don't, not for bullying, but I think that.
See the AI dog?
What? I mean, why?
Okay, it defeats the purpose of having a pet.
Yeah.
And having a dog that loves you.
Yeah.
This is like a big box of metal. So we'll post a picture. It's in Austin, Texas, and there's an AI dog at a dog park.
Okay.
Just to stir up trouble.
Yeah, it just why? That's my only.
It's why.
I don't even. Oh Lordy.
They're calling these robots humanoids now.
Yeah, you said that
Yeah.
in earlier podcasts. I remember. They're trying to
like that kind of stuff.
Desensitize. Wait, okay, that's AI because that's not a real.
That's an AI robot humanoid for companionship.
Okay, but that looks like AI for the head because unless
it is. You mean the guy or the girl?
Well, the guy who, it's Musk again. AI, artificial intelligence robots, but the woman looks human on the top, and it looks like she has skin.
No, that's a complete robot, humanoid. That's what they're calling them.
It looks that real?
Yes. Oh my gosh!
In real life, or is this an AI photo or an AI doctored kind of?
No, I saw a bunch of stuff on like a warehouse where they're making these for companionship, but with fake skin, but it feels like real skin.
So it has progressed to I didn't even know that we could. Well, I did know that labs could grow skin because they use it for grafting for people for burn victims. Or
I think it's not real skin; it's fake skin. Because I remember when we did the podcast and I was talking about how they're starting to make fake realistic skin.
Yes.
Okay, that's what that is.
Okay, we are going to put that in our stories.
Yeah, and then they're testing them out for babysitting. I'm like
a robot babysitting your yeah. It was cute.
Would
on
you
the
trust
Jetsons.
your robot? I don't think so.
No, I mean on the Jetsons, I don't remember the name of the robot was, but that was cute. But it was also a freaking cartoon.
Right. I love the Jetsons. Okay, so I saw this guy. He's like a CEO of a humanoid company being interviewed on MSNBC this couple nights ago.
He's the owner of a what?
A humanoid. Well, he's calling his company. They manufacture humanoids like that person.
Like that
robot.
So they're building them.
Right. And the question came up, what happens when something doesn't work right? And how do you stop it? And he would not answer that question because you know how sometimes, with electronics and technology, it breaks down. It faults. And let's say it's starting to hit you or become abusive.
Or like in 2001, A Space Odyssey, when Hal opened the door, Hal, and I can't do that.
Right.
Remember?
Yes, I
so
do.
it's reflective of that.
When the wires get crossed and it's not doing what it's supposed to do, how do you get out of that?
And so he just kept giving evasive
He says,
answers?
"Oh, yeah, we're working on that." And yeah, it was evasive answers. And I just like, oh my God, they're going to kill us all. These damn robots.
The Wild West
Yes.
is not a romantic place. It wasn't. It was romanticized in movies, and we're in the new Wild West, and this one's much more scary.
It is.
And untethered. Okay, is that it for that?
Yeah, that's it for AI, but we'll probably have something new next week.
Lord above. Yes. Do you have anything else?
No, I don't.
You have something? Oh, Scamanda. Yeah. Okay. I confess, Holly, I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
I fell asleep. I know it's on at 8:00, but I've had
No, I get it.
I've had a few months. I've had a very exhausting week. And I'm so sorry. I have nothing. I have no input.
It wasn't okay. Basically, this. I'm just going to do it in a nutshell.
So Scamanda, the one we've been talking about, this is the woman who, just in case you haven't heard the other podcast where we've been discussing, this is a woman in San Jose, California, who several years ago scammed literally thousands of people out of who knows how much money. And there is a serialized TV show on ABC on Thursday evenings where they break down how she did it from beginning to end, and they interview the people who were affected. Okay, so what happened last night?
Okay, last night was the third show.
Third installment, yeah.
And they were closing in on her. There's a private detective. He's a detective that works for the San Jose Police Department, which when he took the case on, he's like, I've never done something like this. And how's it going to go? And who do I investigate? And it was hard to get hospital reports, and he couldn't get them because of HIPAA, obviously.
Sure.
But he was closing in and getting more information from the news reporter, who's been very investigative herself, and she comes up with a lot of information, and she studied photographs, and in every single picture of her with the needles and the medicine, the jars are turned. She found all these little clues saying, oh, that's totally staged if you look closely at the photograph. The other thing that came up in this episode was her parents. And
Yes. Oh, that's what I've been wanting is the background.
They're like, well, where are they and what are they doing? And the mother was like super nonchalant about her daughter having cancer, and they went off to Europe, especially during a time when her cancer came back and she was in the hospital. And her friends are like, well, where's your mom and dad? Oh, they're in Europe. And so I think they're in on it too. Wow. But that has not come forward. Her friends are all figuring it out at this point.
Friends or donors or both?
Mostly friends.
Okay.
And donors too.
Yeah.
So they're closing in. The last scene in the episode was not the SWAT, but the police surrounded the house. They went in, they didn't arrest her. They had a search warrant, and they grabbed all the computers and all the paperwork and all the stuff.
Wow.
And off they went. And they kind of left you hanging like, are they arresting her or not? But it was a search warrant.
Did they have any video of her? Or like of the arrest, like of the actual, okay.
Well, they did. They did have live video. The news reporter was tipped off. They were going to do it. So the gal that's been doing, Nancy, that's been doing all the investigating, shows up with a camera crew. And so they got it all on real live.
Did they get her inside the house?
Well, then it ended. They just kind of did. I know that next week that's what they're going to open with.
Oh, okay.
And so,
all right,
they're going to get them.
Okay,
I hope.
What I'm still hungry for, and thank you so much for watching it.
Oh no, it's fine.
I forgot to even record it, but I figured I'd be awake at 8:00 at night. One would think. But what I want to know, and why this intrigues me, outside of the obvious evil manipulation of her genius, her evil genius, is what her background as a child. Like, I want to know. Was she always like this? Was she always like one of those nasty little kids or little scheming little kids in elementary school? Or was there something that happened that flipped the switch and all of a sudden she thought, ooh, I know how to do this and this worked to my advantage. Bam. That's the meat. That's what I want.
Okay, good point. They did bring that up. A school friend of hers from like second grade. They went to school for quite a long time together.
Okay.
Who's really not involved in this episode, but they interviewed her and they said, what was she like going to school? Well, there was quite a few white lies that were told.
Yeah.
Like, oh, our family has a yearly pass to Disneyland. Oh, we're going to Aspen and going skiing. So she was always white lying about her lifestyle.
So she's always been a pathological liar.
Yes, she's been a pathological liar. And so it just progressed. And it's not like she ever got really in trouble for it, but she was always kind of braggadocious and like wanted to be center of attention, the cheerleaders, the this, the that. And that's how this gal remembered her.
Whoa.
Yes. So it did start.
Okay,
at a
that's
young
the
age.
kind of insight that I'm looking for, because how does somebody become that? Or do they just spring from the womb that way? That's always...
No, it's so... You always want to look at their family, because a lot of times when you see the apple doesn't fall far from the tree,
Right.
you meet an oddball, and then you meet the family, you go, got it.
Yeah. There's that gene pool. Yeah.
Right.
Okay. Well, all right. So thank you. Thank you for that. And we're going to wrap it up with, yes.
Go ahead.
Yes, no.
I
Tell
have
me.
one more topic, and then you can do the wrap up.
Okay.
And I forgot to tell you about it. Teddy Mellencamp.
John Mellencamp's daughter.
Mm-hmm.
I saw a little something about that. My God, that's so sad.
She
I
was
didn't even know who she was until I knew about this.
I did, because I watched Real Housewives of Beverly Hills.
Oh, yeah.
And she
See?
was on it.
That's why I don't know. Okay.
Well, she was diagnosed with melanoma probably a couple years ago, and she had 17 different spots of melanoma on her back.
God.
There's a photograph of her back with a big scar from all the little surgeries
It was
she's
a
had.
nasty scar. I saw that picture.
And it has now since developed into brain tumors, where she was reported to have like 6 or 7 brain tumors. She had surgery a couple days ago, Wednesday. They were able to remove 2, and they said they're going to attack the rest with radiation. It sounds not great.
Dire, really.
Pretty dire.
Yeah.
And it just shows you how melanoma is such a silent killer if you don't take care of it. And I know I get checked all the time, and you get checked all the time.
I need to be better about that. But yeah, I've had stuff removed, and so have you. Let's just put it that way.
Yes, exactly. But well, I hope that she has a speedy recovery and goes forward and is in remission at some point.
Well, let's just let that be a warning to go to your dermatologist.
Right.
Get the 360 body check, or whatever they call it.
Yeah.
You know, that,
head to toe, inside and out.
Holy smokes.
Okay.
Okay. Well, I just found this comical.
Okay. I'm down for some laughter.
Well, I mean, I just found it's not like, slap your thigh. I found it interesting and comical. This is from Thrillist, a digital site, Thrillist, if anyone is interested. There's a dress code update for Spirit Airlines.
Oh.
Spirit?
Okay, Spirit.
Airlines? Yeah. Okay, it's a low budget.
I've taken Spirit. Not good experiences.
No.
That's all I'm going to say.
And I bet a lot of that had to do with the people who take it, the other passengers.
Mm-hmm.
Well, okay, Spirit Airlines is thusly declared a dress code update.
Okay.
I just find this
Press
strange.
conference.
Well, I just find this strange that it's Spirit Airlines, and I'm not hearing this from United or American or Delta.
Right.
But Spirit Airlines has taken the lead, probably because they have so many people on there who are in violation. No longer can you wear lewd or have it show body art, lewd or offensive body art. It's got to be covered up.
All the tattoos? Oh, if it's offensive.
It's lewd or offensive body art, or any see-through clothing.
Oh.
At all. Oh. So we already know who couldn't go.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Bianca.
Sorry, Bianca.
Don't you find it comical that it's Spirit Airlines?
Yeah. But I would think a see-through clothes would be not allowed anywhere.
I would think, but the fact that, I guess the overarching point of this is that we have to say this. They have to come out with this and make it a code of conduct. I mean, why are you traveling around like that? And you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That was kind of what stuck with me. Like, okay, so they have to make sure that they understand you can't have lewd body art or clothing that people can see through. The fact that it even has to be said.
Right.
And then part of that, it comes from when you and I were growing up. You dressed up, at least because when I was little, you dressed up to get on the airline.
Absolutely.
You looked nice.
Yes.
And that was just the way it was.
Mm-hmm.
I remember my first airline flight, I was wearing my best Sunday shoes and, little dress.
too.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I was probably 6
I
years
was
old.
5 years old.
Yeah. And that was what you did.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that it's come to this.
Oh, dear.
I'm trying to laugh at it, but
Well, I
don't
think
know.
what's going to happen is there's going to be somebody that's going to challenge it with the lewd body art.
And they will be escorted out.
Yeah, but they'll say, well, is that lewd? Is it not lewd? I mean, I could see a
whole,
whole,
good point.
like, I could see I could see it set up. Somebody's going to set the airlines up and they're going to walk on with all this body art that's lewd and they're going to try to see where it goes.
That's right.
That's
there you go.
That's how I see it play out.
Okay, I just had to take a coughing break here. And the little doggy here, you want to get a picture of this sweet face here?
I am going to get a picture.
Don't get me, but get her.
Oh.
She comes over every time I cough, because I've been sick for what seems like forever. She comes over and looks at me with this look of love and of concern and can I help you? What can I do? Are you okay? And it's so sweet, and I hope you captured that on the phone.
I did.
Okay, we'll post that. Then
Yeah.
our studio dog of
Pod dog.
Or pod dog. That's it. Pod dog.
Our pod dog.
Anyway, she gave me the look of love and of concern.
Oh,
anyhow,
so cute.
that's it for this week. I don't think I'm going to last any longer. Anyway, my voice is failing. Are you good?
We're good to go. Good night.
We had a lot of stuff. Oh, and I just remembered. Hey, we both got our wish for the Super Bowl win. I mean, I know it's a week and a half or whatever by the time this airs it passed, but we both wanted the Eagles, and so we got our wish.
Go Eagles.
Yeah. Anyhow, that's that. Hey, have a great week, the rest of your month, whatever, and we will be in touch again. Bye.
Bye.
Thanks, Harvey. Ladies Who Question is executive produced and edited by me, Lisa Dominique, and also executive produced by Holly Caulfield. Holly also does most of our research, and Claire Caulfield is in charge of technical assistance and social media. Music, My Lionheart. Sketch music by Florian Manx and Matthew Anderson. Thanks for listening. Please subscribe, follow, rate, and review Ladies Who Question on Apple Podcasts or wherever you get your podcasts. Send your thoughts to ladieswhoquestion@gmail.com. Follow us on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Threads, and our website, LadiesWhoQuestion.com.
All content discussed on Ladies Who Question are the opinions of Lisa Dominique and Holly Caulfield and should not be construed as advice of any kind. By listening to this podcast, you agree not to use this podcast as advice of any personal or medical issue for yourself or others. This disclaimer also applies to guests or contributors to the podcast.